You guys ready to podcast?
Yes.
I'm nervous.
Are you nervous?
What if we get it wrong?
Well, if
What if we don't pod right?
being wrong is so wrong, then I don't want to be anything but wrong.
That brings
What
us
if we
to...
become
No, go ahead.
pod outcasts?
Oh,
nice.
Podcast from society.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Put us in a little...
Yeah.
Kick us out of their pod. Yeah.
What if they don't like us?
Yeah.
That's always the fear.
I heard today that the Kevin Durant apparently is he's the big famous NBA player, one of the most talented basketball players possibly of all time.
Doesn't like us?
Hates us.
No.
No, he like has a bit of an obsession with going on Twitter and finding people who hate him and talk shit about him and then replying. Like people, like he makes $130 million a year or something like that, and he'll find someone with 13 followers who just like says he's a piece of shit.
Oh man, we should start tweeting at him.
Oh,
Let's get
great idea.
Let's get some Kevin Durant beef going.
Oh, that would be hot.
Yeah,
That would get our numbers up for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you're listening to
hot
this, which you are,
Kevin.
otherwise you wouldn't be hearing this. Check out our Twitter. We're at HUNKS Comedy on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, we've probably already got so many hilarious things about Kevin Durant's skinny legs. He's got skinny legs, guys. It's off-putting how skinny his legs are.
I heard he doesn't treat his mother very well.
Yeah. Which is still better than I treat my mom, but
Yeah, I heard his beard smells like poo poo.
yeah, absolutely it
I
does.
heard that he doesn't have a beard. He just gets that digitally added every time he's on screen.
He plays with a filter on.
Yeah.
It's like a
He can't even
Snapchat
grow a beard.
He can't even. It's not a real beard.
All that is to say, welcome to episode 8 of the HUNKS podcast, season 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kevin Durant's, it's off-putting how skinny his legs are.
He doesn't treat his mother very well.
His beard smells like poo poo.
I'm Dana.
Podcast. Oh, let's take it from the top.
We don't need to take it from the top.
No, we don't.
You could just introduce yourself.
Okay.
That's Tim, and that's Matt.
Yeah, I'm Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're without Rory today. We have a wonderful guest, though, Robby Hoffman, coming up in about 10 minutes. And before that, we got some catching up to do. Yeah, Rory-less on the episode today. I know all those Rory freaks out there are going to be throwing their radio into their bathtub right now, probably.
Yeah, they're going to be asking for their panties back.
That's right. We
Think
do have a
anybody's ever
Patreon.
done that? To Sinatra?
At a concert?
Ask
Yeah.
for them back.
Yeah. Hey, I did this thing and I truly meant it, but I'm going to need those back.
Yeah, it turns out those were my roommates.
I got a big job interview tomorrow. I'm going to need those back.
And I'm definitely going to be showing them my panties.
Yeah,
So,
it's laundry day, so I didn't take that into consideration.
do lady roommates? I know that it's kind of a thing that lady roommates will share clothing or borrow clothing from each other. Am I way off base? Am I?
No, that happens.
That happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, I don't think really do that. I've never gone to one of my roommates in the past and been like, "Hey, do you have anything I can wear?"
Have you ever lived with a woman?
No, and
Like, not even
I
the
certainly
one
wouldn't
that
ask to borrow their clothing.
Well, sometimes I borrow Tim's.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I see. It goes that way, but I don't feel like it really goes the other direction.
Yeah, and not
Yeah.
borrowing my clothes to like go out or
Right.
They're like comfier clothes hang around. You know?
Sometimes I do. You don't know where I go.
Yeah, sure. My sombrero, maybe.
No, I sometimes wear your shirt. But it's done in a very like it's of the like wearing your boyfriend's clothes
Yeah,
style.
you're not going to Tim and being like, you got anything I can wear to
Can
get
I borrow
it
your pants?
in? I'm going out to the bar tonight to get it in. Can you please set me up with something? One of your t-shirts with a belt.
Gitch.
So I guess where I
I
was
have
going.
worn Tim's gitch though, and I have such wide hips, but so does Tim. So I thought, perfect, we're the same size.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're not quite the same size. Like they're just definitely made for a man. And so I never understood why anyone would want to. Like I think I like my gitch to be super loose everywhere, and those are only loose in the dink area.
Oh. You know what I've always found off-putting is when you see models wearing men's underwear. Have you ever seen photos like that? It's supposed to be sort of like, I think it's similar vibe to like wearing like overalls and you know,
Right.
Yeah.
I've never
Like those
I always
models
found
that wear those big tighty whities with the big brown streaks.
Yes. Anyways, where I was going with this was, how far do lady roommates take it? Like, would you have borrowed underwear or like a bra?
Not borrowed, but bras. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Bras. Not. Well, I mean, I guess it's to each. It's different for each friend group, of course.
Right.
And bra sizes are very hit and miss. You know, they're
Right.
very, very tailored, very specific to the person. But when you do fit them, and you're like, oh my god, can I borrow this? It's so exciting. But not with gitch. Like gitch, it happens. It happens by accident, where it's like it gets into the wrong laundry, and you're like, wait a minute,
You guys
those
in
are
a
mine.
Freaky Friday situation. You're like, whose do I wear?
Yeah. You become your mom. But it's never happened with my mom, to be fair.
I kind of wish guys were like that. Like, hey, can I borrow that shirt of yours?
I kind of wish women were less like that, because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of it.
Because
I don't really
your
like-
good shirt gets got, and then it doesn't.
Yeah,
come
my
back.
good clothes get got, and I don't usually like borrowing other people's clothes because I'm a slob. So I'm gonna ruin it. I'm gonna ruin your fucking clothes.
Yeah, it's
Right.
gonna get mustard on it. Quick.
Yeah.
Quick. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I every dude that I've lived with hasn't really put much value on the clothes that they wear, so they're not better than mine.
Right.
And neither did I, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe if I lived with somebody who had like nice shirts and stuff like that, I might like, oh, can I try that little top on? I'm gonna go for a walk in the summer.
Yeah, hot boy summer.
Hot boy summer.
I feel like. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. Oh no, I'll save it for later. It's a hot one.
Okay.
It's a tease. This is a tease.
Okay. I was gonna say I feel like ladies get into have better fashion sense earlier than dudes.
Well, I think that's because girls are told from such a young age that their appearance is so important. So just
Yeah.
become aware of how you look. I remember at a very young age feeling like I needed to lose weight. Like I'm
Whoa.
talking like 9.
That's
you know what I mean?
fucked.
Wow.
Yeah.
9?
And 9
How-
is not even that young compared to a lot of girls.
How
Yeah.
huge
know?
were you at 9? You
It was massive.
like for real, like you probably weighed 46 pounds.
No, truly, I did. Like,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
also like, I'm a tall woman now, but at that time, I didn't have a growth spurt until I was like well into high school. I was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
And so I was a petite person. I'm talking like
Damn.
grade 9, I was 5'1". And so when I was, 9, I was even smaller, assuming. Probably.
Imagine you were 6'6" and
I feel like they should make those the magazines that they sell at the checkout aisles for grocery stores and gas stations and stuff like that. Those magazines with heavily photoshopped pictures of perfect bodies. I feel like that should be taught, like treated almost like pornography. Like it should be kept in a dark sleeve or something like that. I think kids come by and they see that all the time, and I think it imprints in them an ideal body size and what it should look like and stuff like that. And they're unattainable if you work super hard at it, because they still have to Photoshop it to, make it this thing that they can sell at a countertop. I remember being in like grade 6 and being really uncomfortable with the size of my body too, and thinking like I had a belly. But if I look back on photos, I didn't. And I would like suck my cheeks in for school photos or whatever. There was a photo. Yeah, I would have.
Voguing?
Yeah, it was totally voguing. I didn't know what it was.
Cute little baby Tim.
I think I did it for like a year. And then somebody was like, stop doing that.
My sister used to think that her eyebrows were too close to her eyes in high school. So for all the pictures, including all of her school pictures, she just looked so surprised. She was just like,
oh, man.
For every picture.
Oh, yeah.
That's really funny.
Tell us about your body insecurities, Matt.
My body insecurities as a kid.
You don't have to.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I had red hair. That's it.
Oh.
People.
I thought you were blonde as a kid.
Oh no, baby, red all the way.
Oh.
Red till I'm dead. Actually, I'm starting to go gray pretty rapidly.
Oh yeah, I got a ton of gray hair in this past couple of years.
It's going to be a nightmare trying to sneak into that graduation dance this year.
It's going to be a nightmare.
This is a true giveaway, man. Like, I was pulling off everybody used to think I was younger than I actually am, and now it's like dead giveaway.
Good for you though for not having, or like you're lucky that you hadn't had grays up until now. Like,
yeah, I know.
Many people go gray at like 25, and even worse, or even harder to live in society, bald. You know?
Yes. And I haven't gone bald yet, so I probably never will. I think that's how that works.
Nothing wrong with going bald.
Well, unless I get into some weird motorcycle accident.
Scrapes it all off.
Oh my god.
Or you get scared really badly.
Because I almost crashed my motorcycle. Yeah. And then it just starts flying away in the wind.
Or you drive your motorcycle really fast through some like low hanging trees, not low enough to take your head off, but just low enough to
go through a tree full of razors.
Well, we got Robby Hoffman in the waiting room. You guys ready?
Oh,
so
yeah,
ready.
Baby.
How's Winnipeg this time of year?
It's good.
Hot.
Wow, what's happening in Winnipeg? I was in Winnipeg once, the Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I saw,
Winnipeg
I don't remember how I saw this. Maybe it was on TV, but Tega Bodette, it was a bud of mine. She was interviewing you, and Kara, or one of the comedians was like, "Hey, do you want to hang out after this?" And you were like, "Look, I have way too many friends to be making anymore. Sorry."
Yeah, I'm not. We still don't hang out. People asking me on the fly to hang out. I know exactly who you're talking about. And I don't appreciate being put on the spot on camera about if I'm going to hang out or not. Like that's not going to peer pressure me into doing it. Any festival that gives me a hotel, if I'm not doing a podcast thing, an interview, a show, I'm at the hotel. I'm not here. I'm here to watch Judge Judy reruns. I'm here to be in my socks. Like, I'm not just because a camera's there and you're like, oh, well, we're not going to hang out.
I love that.
I appreciate it.
I'm not here to see Winnipeg. Yeah. No, exactly. And that's what, that's what you get here with Robby Hoffman. But it's like, I'm not exploring any cities I'm in. I almost that's almost like I know I was in Winnipeg. You know, theoretically speaking, technically speaking, actually, I was in Winnipeg. Theoretically speaking, I mean, I was in Marriott. Like, it is what it is. It's. I remember it being cold. Okay, but so is like many of Canada. Like, I could have been, but I am happy still. You know, it's like people who consume cities, like people who travel and enjoy it. You know, like a lot of people, like I have a friend, she's a doctor now, shout out. She knows who she is, so I'm not giving names, but she's wonderful. But like her whole thing is like, I'm going to hit 300 countries. I'm like, what? Like, what are we consuming countries? Like, what is the goal here? But I think she puts on her map, like the people with the tax. Okay, something really wrong. But I think she puts, like, even if she has like a layaway, she's got a day, like she'll be like, oh, I was, you know, in Brussels.
Right.
Like,
just to get there.
Like, I almost do the opposite. I'm like in these places a long time and almost no. Yeah. Did you see this? No. Did you go? Did you see the needle? No. I think I saw it when we flew in. It was a tall needle. They have them in like every 6th city now. Yeah. It's fine. I'm not going to the needle. Looking up, straining my neck, and going home. Like, I don't even know. Oh, like nice. I was just in Mexico City, not to brag. This was the first trip I took, like a trip. It was a week. I was seeing Mexico City. My friend was there. My cat scratching the door. The nerve when I'm talking about my leisure. Okay, give me a sec.
Jojo, I think.
You're in or you're out. I record here in my room because it's the most cave-like. Like, I feel like it's like I have nothing in my room but a bed. I'm here to sleep and that's it.
We're not.
No.
What about like a bedside table? You need somewhere to put your phone.
Nice.
Okay.
I have a bedside table. Okay, with a few personals, a book that I'm forced to read. And I'm reading it. I can't say because I might be, working, helping people make it a project. It is a great book. I'm just a slow reader, and I'm having to read it quickly.
Where do you keep your clothes?
And I also don't like reading. Okay, I keep my clothes in the hallway. I have closet. The whole hallway is this like really nice. Yeah. So I have my bathroom, my closet. I have a really good setup, guys. I'm not going to lie here. But I was in Mexico, and I really did see a lot of things. But I did tell my friend the first day, because she's there for school and all this stuff. She had like an itinerary. I said, like, we went to a museum. I was like, I'm like done with. I have no enjoyment at the museum. Like, nice. You know, we went to see Diego Rivera. Do you see the cat? She's unreal. It's crazy. And then Frida Kahlo, and Frida Kahlo was the coolest because it was a house. But it's like, I can't just look at these artifacts.
Right.
It's like a bowl from 3,000 bowls. Like, I don't. Yeah. I don't know where to go, and then I feel like is it me? Like everybody's like lost in the art. I've not been lost in art.
I think that's relatable. I've definitely been at museums, and they have like this huge plaque with 6 paragraphs that talk about this vase that's 5,000 years old, and I have to sort of force some sort of enthusiasm. Like, all right, old vase. Cool.
You know, for me, it's more so that I feel like if I go to a museum, and I'm with you, like I'll do it if people are, if everyone's doing it and I don't have a book to read or something. But but I'll do it because I'll be like, listen, I know that I'm a little bit dumb and I don't know anything about the world. So if I go to this museum, I'll learn something. And then I'm like focusing so hard at this museum to try and remember the history of Hungary or whatever. It's all gone. I don't remember it.
It's gone. I do like, we're ragging. I like the, you know what I realized? I like sculpture. Like, make me a thing, okay? And the type of sculpture, I went to the anthropology
Yeah.
museum, so that was fine because it's old people, and I like people.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we were like this, we were much hairier. Like where hair decided to stay is so random. Like so, we were all hairy, and then it just was like we're keeping this. For men, we're keeping that. Like it's just the patchiness of where we ended up. Like it's just like they were like, you know, and I know the eyebrows, it's like for dust or something, but I get dust in my eyes still. I don't know how effective the eyebrow has been. I'll get like I'm like, so the eyebrows are not as effective as they like, and it's strange that they're still here. We've ended up with the patchiest figuration of hair. And like, Tim, you've got this mustache. I'm like, what? It is so random, the mustache. The mental gymnastics we go through to okay and get around and have normalized the mustache is really crazy to me. Are you kissing with this thing?
Yeah, Dana.
So are you with someone?
We're...
Oh my God. Okay. This podcast is just officially flipped.
Yeah.
Tim and Dana. So you guys, you're in separate rooms for audio, or you live separately?
No, we are married.
Are you married?
Yeah.
Mazel tov. When did that happen?
On the debaters.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Yeah.
Nice. And you're both in Winnipeg, obviously. Okay, I can't wrap my head around that. I'm still getting into it now. You two kiss occasionally because you're married. What do you, Dana, explain to me if you love it.
I've gotten used to it. At first, he grew it when I was out of town, actually. When I was traveling, I was away for about, 4 weeks.
I freaked out. I lost it.
And I came back, and he had this mustache, and he also was wearing like a white collared shirt and and a tie, and so I was just so shocked. I was like, "You look like a limo driver."
Yeah.
Right.
It would have been nice if he picked you up in one, didn't he?
Not even close. But you know what? And I didn't like it at first. But now I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I don't think I would like it if it were on the bottom, though. But you know what? I didn't think I would like it if it was on the top either. So I think everyone just gets used to everything eventually, you know?
Is that a...
Yeah, Tim, are you ever going downtown? And Dana, good. By the way, you could stop recording and we could move on.
This question always comes
I'll
up.
take a thumbs up and move on. It's up to you guys. It does come up because of the mustache. I love how this question. We get this question a lot.
Than we normally do.
Wow. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I'm not here to waste time.
Yeah, people really sexualize the mustache, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because it's the first thing you think. It's on the mouth.
Right.
Kissing the mouth. That's already so psycho weird that we do that. Okay.
And then mustache ride.
It's such an involved place to have hair. It's like a very utilized place. It's kind of like if the hair was here, it'd be a lot. Like if the hair was just here out of the way, like great. But we're using this.
But you know what? Too, it was really upsetting at first when I was kissing you because it was like sticking. It was too short.
Stubbly.
It was sticking out. It wasn't a full mustache where it like curls down. It was just like sticky outy, like a brush. And and then so that was upsetting, I will say. But then as it grew, it was just kind of like, you know, it's kind of like kissing the top of a head, you know, with hair on it.
Right. Kissing the top. I love doing that. You know, I love making out with the top of the head with hair. You know, I just go in. I go in fucking crazy.
That's called going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do look like a guy. It's funny that the people who wear the mustache, they're exactly the guy. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, like this guy looks like a mustache guy. Like it really.
I feel like a complete person since I grew it, you know? And I look at old photographs of my bare lip and I think, you know, I just wasn't fully myself yet. I wasn't fully actualized.
So this is long term, Tim. We're going to the
think
grave
so.
with this.
I believe I am. Yeah, I believe so. I'm pretty committed
Wow.
to it. I don't know, but I
This
also
is
said that about
something
my.
like
I
she
don't
could have.
think so.
You could have known this before marriage.
Sure.
It is something worth sharing.
Yeah,
I
I did
think
not
it would-
know it before marriage. Actually,
If you ever divorce, I think you would qualify for an annulment if you wanted, because an annulment you need. I believe
Disclosure.
that it was like something you didn't know that was revealed after, and so you got married under a false pretense. So that's when they would consider an annulment versus like, oh, we split up because we were fighting or we had irreconcilable differences, something like that. The annulment is exactly for this, Dana. So it's in your back pocket in the event, because when he said go into the grave, I saw that you clenched up a bit and by all, but you have rights. You
I
have
gotta
rights.
say though, I did say that at one point about my spacers as well in my ears.
No, how
oh
big are
god,
these?
no, those were awful, and I'd been asking you to get rid of them because they smelled.
What?
They
required
Yeah.
cleaning. They required regular
disgusting.
That is hideous.
cleaning. Yeah.
First of all, what is going on? Like, people can't. Well, I guess you had them before you met Dana,
Yeah.
so people aren't fucking.
earrings?
They're doing weird things like this instead. Like,
Yeah.
if people were having regular sex, I think they would calm down a little bit. But it's like, so bored. It's like when you're a kid and you have to like take a pen apart and make it a cigarette, and like you're just like dying in class. I was like, this is going on. So you'd be like fucking rigging, and you'd stab a hole in the table and really work it. Then you start on your, find a scab. You really work that. You stick the pen in, like. You know what I mean? It's like something,
Yeah.
and then you start having sex, and you're like, oh, you know what? I don't even have a tattoo. I've
Yeah.
never gotten
Yeah.
like, if it's bored to the point, like I'm like, I got to figure something out. But Tim, how big were the spacers?
Not very big. No, not very big. Like, it's not
Okay.
smaller,
teeny.
smaller.
Pea size.
Like a button size. Pea-sized. Yeah. You could pee through it.
Pea sized. Wow.
Yeah, small pea size. Actually, Tim's the only one in Hunks with a tattoo as well.
Oh,
Everyone
wow.
else doesn't. It's
Yeah.
in it, and that's
It's really revealing
like I feel like
about my
tattoos
sex
are
life.
just so common now.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy. It's like, okay. Now, I do know there's one person I know with really cool tattoos, and she's so cool, McCool. But then that's
Yeah.
your whole thing. It's like, you have to be cool.
Yeah.
If you're not cool and you have tattoos, I'm like,
Yeah.
it kind of like, how do you
Did the
even live
tattoos
up to that?
make things cool, or like what
No.
comes first? Like
Yeah, I definitely don't think the tattoos make you cool.
no,
I think if you're
nothing
not
worse.
cool, nothing worse
nothing
than that.
worse than a not
There's
cool.
nothing worse than finding a guy who has like sleeves and then finding out he's such a wiener.
Yeah, literally.
One
All
guy
respect.
that I met, very, very uncool guy. His first tattoos were knuckle tattoos.
First
They said
tattoos.
yeah, the very first ones he ever got.
I know.
Were, like, and they said like live life or something like that. Something like that.
It's like, yeah, we're living life.
Yeah.
Here, whether we want to or not. It's like saying sky is blue. Like, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mornings
he
happen.
sees it so much more profoundly.
Right. This guy with the knuckles. He sees it profoundly. We don't see nothing. He sees it. See, I see it. I wrote it down.
It's
I'm
also
like,
such
okay.
a threatening thing.
I know
Yeah.
somebody who was, I think, something called straight edge, where they don't do anything. They never
Oh,
have
yeah.
a beer, or they
They
never
just
smoke
sit
a
on a chair.
cigarette. Yeah, they do nothing. And he had these big, he wasn't an alcoholic, but he was like straight edge. So he had never wanted to do anything. And he had these two big X's
I remember that from high
Oh.
school.
on his arm, like tattooed, major
Tattooed.
Oh my
X's.
god.
And I was asking him about it, and he said because when he goes to a bar, so they would know, like apparently it's something that some alcoholics used to do or something like
Okay.
this. they would, bartenders know not to serve people with these X's.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Offer
then
him
he
an
like
apple
grew
or
up a
something.
little bit and he's like, I can have a beer. Like he was never, it's not like because he had become straight edge because he was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He just had never tried it. It was like some sort of thing he was doing. He was like in this community that was all about it. And then it was like, he had to kind of like to order, like
Wear gloves.
you know what I mean? He wasn't ever an
Gloves,
alcoholic or anything. He would just like was the kind of guy who would like have a beer at the show
Yeah.
or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, but like to order, you would have to like,
Yeah. Now he's like, I got to get these turned into a swastika or something.
yeah, literally. Matt, that your head goes there. I feel like I'm to blame. I feel like that's what we think. No, I agree, Matt. It would be the only logical. For as thick as they were, I think you've nailed like the look of what these look like. Because from afar,
Oh, yeah.
if his hands were such a way that they were tangled, I would also think, that
Right,
thick
yeah,
black, like,
yeah.
you really can't
Yeah.
be writing anything in that thick black with straight angles,
No.
like an X. Like, let's just stay away from the whole thing.
Comic Sans,
Comic Sans, exactly. The X's
Yeah.
in Comic Sans. Which,
So
by
you
the way, as a kid, I loved Common Sense. Like, they really went hard on it, but I'm like, when you're 10, it's the best.
It's
It's
the
goofy.
best.
Like, it's fun. Like, let's print an e-card. Let's make another card. Like, let's fucking get some letters going. I
put
don't
a
know
fucking
if we
balloon in
shat
there?
on it, but it's great when you're a kid. So it's like, come on, guys, let us have
Yeah.
fun.
Some clip art.
I will submit a packet at some point or something like this, like a major, like writing, like a script. I do
Yeah.
want to hand in my next script in Comic Sans, but no, there's no mention.
Do you
And
think there'd
see
be
if the network-
repercussions?
See if they're like,
Yeah.
and by the way, like,
I found it particularly hilarious.
they're like, oh, we format all our scripts in this. I'm like, yeah, but I like Comic Sans. I wonder what would happen. Probably nothing. Yeah.
So you don't have any tattoos or any sort of thing like that makes you you never had that that drive to sort of like stand out from the crowd sort
No,
of
I
thing?
always stood out way too much.
Right.
So like, this is the issue with me.
Oh, okay.
It's like, it's not even like, I think I like more, didn't want to, like, I wanted to fit in more in high school. I think when everybody wants to fit in, that sort of thing, I was like feminine and all that. But I think I always felt somewhat different and from my peers, but also I had like a weirder background than everyone. I was always like, there was always something. And then I was gay and that was something weirder than when I was. And then it was like an American in Canada and then a Canadian in America. Like everything was
Right.
always something. And my personality,
Right.
not,
Yeah.
not helping matters. So
I know that you come from a large family of
large family. I have 9 siblings. I'm one
Wow.
of 10 kids. We were Hasidic. We were then very, more so like just religious weirdo Jews. And yeah, so my background has always made me feel, so the tattoo thing, I
Right.
was like, this is how you're denoting it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this is, wow. Like, you got
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
going on.
yeah.
The only
Yeah.
way, like,
to try to
it's like
stand out or feel
to
different.
stand
Yeah.
something there.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people did it at once. And so now you're back to square one where it's like, who
Yeah.
doesn't have tattoos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
Now
it's
it-
just like I don't have that kind of money to be spending
I know.
$500 willy nilly. No, thank you.
Is that how much the tattoos are now?
Some
I-
of
I
them
think
are
more than
really
that
expensive.
for a
Some
lot
of
of
them are
them.
a couple thousand for a.
Couple
Yeah.
of thousands? A computer.
Yeah.
What are people doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Oh
you get like
my-
your sleeve done, it's like a couple thousand sometimes. You could probably get it done for like $50. It just won't look good,
Yeah, I'll do it for $50.
I want to speak to people who regret the sleeve. This is who I'm into. I know.
Do you think it's too
they're out there.
soon?
No, there's people who regret a sleeve. There's no question. And I'm not just talking Nazi tattoos. I'm talking regular.
Yeah.
Oh, like, did I need this swirly design?
Yeah.
You know, people who
Yeah.
just get the swirl,
Yeah.
like down, like the weird, like jagged, like
And the
cool
colors.
design.
tribal
Yeah.
things. And
Or somebody who went overboard with the barbed wire and just went all the way down.
Again, Matt with the Holocaust, like Matt, triggering. Okay, first of all, you don't look like you would have been in the camps with me. Okay, you look like you would have been on the other side of the barbed wire, if you know what I mean.
Hey.
Okay, and you don't look like you would have passed me a morsel of bread either through the fence.
Jeez.
Okay, so it is what it is.
Matt's
That's
always
our-
pushing bread through fences.
That's what he's doing. I
So
know-
do you think
yeah.
that being from such a large family is what made you funny? Like, is that how you got the attention among such a huge crowd?
I think a lot of people in my family are funny.
Yeah.
I think we're just a funny people. I think my family is just very funny because it's an unusual, like we grew up, I was always sharing a room with a few siblings. We were squabbling at 7 about this,
Yeah.
about that. Minor things made a big difference in our life all the time. We were poor. So a little of this, a little of that is a major difference in a poor kid's life. So I'm very, I see everything and I notice everything, and I don't like to have things go by me without saying. I have this awful, annoying compulsion to say whatever it is.
Right.
So that works out for
great
what I
for-
do.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
it was not great when I was an audit.
Yeah.
So it works out for what I do. But I can't say what did make me funny or didn't make me funny. I think it just is.
Yeah.
I think it's a product of maybe, my culture, or I could have, from years and years, have passed down or something like that. Or I think there are so many implications for why I was funny. I think my whole family's funny. I think there's lots of people who have probably who are funny randomly, and none of their family is funny. I don't know how it is spread. I think it's probably just one of those, it's just what you're born with to some extent.
Yeah.
I really don't think you can learn funny. If you're funny, if you have an innate funny, then you can get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if you don't have an innate funny, if you're not funny, I don't know, all the school in the world maybe could get you onto, but it catches up eventually. So I do think I've always been funny, but I've not, I don't know if something made me funny.
Right.
Where are you in the birth order?
I'm 7th born.
Oh, okay.
So I have 6 older and 3 younger. Lucky number 7 over here.
Nice.
So I'm not, I'm a middle. I'm one of 8 middles.
the peacemaker.
It is what it is. It is what it is. I have a joke in my special. Shout out to my Just for Laughs special, which is now on YouTube.
Yes.
Though you guys
so
have it
good.
up on Crave. But I think
So
I did
funny.
the joke in there of being 7th born. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys are all like, oh, firstborn syndrome. I'm the baby, or typical middle. I'm 7. I think I'm typical. I do. It's not often I'm meeting 7s, but we're pretty much like this. If you met as many 7s, you'd be like, oh yeah, she's such a 7. It would explain a lot more for people. You know what I mean?
Would you put together a group of 7th borns,
Well, I
meet
did a
once year?
podcast, a parenting
Oh.
podcast, a huge parenting podcast.
Huh.
They get apparently lots of views. It's in a big time studio. Not to shit on your podcast. This is wonderful. I'm happy. Okay, but they had snacks. It's not. Listen. It's the little things. I said it's the little things. Okay, I got my own water here.
Sorry, it's tap water.
And she put a call out for all these 7s, and a bunch
No
called in.
way.
I got to meet 7s from all over,
Wow.
and a woman called in whose daughter is 7. She has 8 kids now,
Huh.
and we had a lot in common. We both love the one
Wow.
trait we discovered from all the 7s, which I think we got I don't know how many 7s she ended up getting, but a whole bunch, was we all love mangoes.
Oh,
That
okay.
was the one thing
Huh.
that was not 1/7 didn't love mangoes.
Wow.
No
How long was this
outliers.
list you guys were going through on the podcast?
Yeah.
I think
no
it was
kidding.
like I had to come back weeks later because she did this call out, and then she was like,
Uh-huh.
"Whoa, we were inundated with a ton of sevens."
That's amazing.
Wow.
And so how did you, was it like specifically asked, like, what's your favorite food? Or was it like, do you like mangoes, yes or no? You know what I mean?
Yeah, do you
like,
love
or was it-
mangoes?
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I was like, that would be
Because
that
I
would be
was
wild.
interviewed, I believe, about things that I love.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? I don't even really love mangoes anymore. Like I do.
Yeah.
I
Mangoes to
do.
the grave?
No, I do. I like mangoes a lot, but I do find them cumbersome to get into.
Yeah, they're just so messy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for messy food, but like that's
Yeah,
too
it's too
messy. That's a little bit.
slimy.
It's getting down to here. You know, it's getting down
Yeah.
up my arm.
right. You're right. You know what? Fuck mangoes. I'm leaving this 7th club. I'm done. I'm done with the fucking mangoes.
Burn it to the ground.
So do you guys want to play a game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Potentially. So we love to play Two Truths and a Lie here on the Hunks podcast. It's our favorite game to play. That's where one of us gives 3 statements, 2 of which are true, 1 of which is a lie. And this week we're going to see if we can get Robby Hoffman to help us out here. Can you come up with 2 truths
Well,
and
as
a lie?
everybody knows from the intro, which I don't think you'll be cutting, because we're being upfront, is I
Yep.
didn't prepare the homework.
That's right.
With the 2 truths and a lie. So I'm going to do it now.
It's no pressure.
Pro.
Okay. 2 truths. At least 2 of them get to be true.
Yeah.
Like, I could say I'm wearing a black hat.
That's right.
You'd probably guess that one. Yeah.
Okay, and a green sweatshirt. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Now, somebody colorblind might say false.
That's right.
So, okay, let me think. 2 truths. Okay.
Great. Okay.
Okay. Any which order, right?
Any order that you want.
That's right.
You
That's
don't
right.
want 2 and then 1 because then it gives you the answer.
That's right.
Oh.
Well,
What I usually
Maybe.
do is I
Uh-huh.
write down the titles of the stories in 3 pieces of paper and draw them from a hat so that nobody's getting anything from the order from me.
Huh.
Well, I'm just going to do a random order because I didn't
Yeah,
understand any of
sounds
that math. Okay. 1. My grandfather was a stand-up comedian as well. 2. My secret talent is I'm a very good drawer. 3. I've had sex with 1 man.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay. This is
Were
good.
mine good? Were mine good? I
This
didn't
is
know.
really
those
good.
are
They're
good.
great.
Were mine
This is
good?
good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
Those are
hear the
great.
stories behind all of it.
I know, right?
Great.
So,
Okay. So
What are we
this
thinking
grandpa
here?
comedy.
Well, I feel like maybe the grandpa one's the lie because they mentioned that, like,
By the way, you can do she, her. I don't give a shit. I mean, you can also do they. I have no offense to anything, but carry on. You don't have to be. You're not.
okay.
fucking
Well,
up.
you mentioned that you're not sure how the comedy got passed down or where the funny comes from, and I feel like
Okay.
if that you might have mentioned that in that story.
aha.
You know?
Interesting.
So I think
Right.
that one's the lie.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that the drawing is very plausible. So I think that is true. And 1 man. You know what? I think the 1 man is. I'm going 1 man is the lie.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess. I'm not just doing this so we have them all covered, but I was gonna guess that the drawing was the lie, not because I don't think you're, a good drawer. The drawer that could be true, but that's also a sneaky great lie. That's a sneaky great. That's a sneaky great. Like no one's gonna second guess this. You know what I mean? It's a real under the radar, real
Guilty.
classic kind of play of the game, and I'm gonna guess that is the lie.
Okay, so I think we're locked in our answers. The one man is my guess as to what the lie is. Tim
Yeah,
says
mine's the
drawing.
grandpa.
And Dana
But
says
do you guys
grandpa.
always pick something different? Can't you come to a consensus so we can have a winner?
No,
Oh,
You always pick something different.
not always,
yeah.
but sometimes we'll run the board, but we never all of us come to a consensus because it just doesn't happen that way.
It's true. We don't get along
Okay,
very
right.
well.
It just never
so.
has
So
happened.
so how do I reveal and what do I do?
Just
Tell us the
reveal
lie
them
first.
as you tell the lie
Oh,
first.
no, okay, no. Tell us go through each story the way you told them and tell us whether it's true or false.
Yeah. So starting with the grandpa.
Okay, I'm gonna say the lie first.
Okay.
Okay.
Always trust women. Dana knew the lie was right.
Ah.
My grandfather was not a stand-up comedian, but he was a painter. He was
Oh.
an artist.
How you got your sweet drawing skills?
There you
bet.
go. Fuck yeah.
You bet. So my grandfather did a lot of landscapes. His name is Nathan Latofsky. You can look him up. His art is hanging all over Canada to some extent.
Oh wow.
He painted quite a bit, and was always passionate about it and painted till the day he died, basically.
Wow.
And I used to draw portraits a lot.
Huh.
Oh.
Oh okay.
So I used to, my grandfather did landscapes, but I did landscapes too to some extent, but I really like drawing people, and I used to draw people
Cool.
all the time. And when I fell in love with comedy, I stopped drawing almost. I used to draw all the time, and then I haven't drawn since,
Wow.
and I don't even know if I can anymore. It's so weird.
Did anybody
But I
else?
used to be able to draw like you exactly. Like
Wow.
that,
Whoa.
you know.
Wow. You should get that on Instagram.
Yeah. Do you have any?
I threw something on Instagram at one point. Why don't you pull it up, Dana? Get to the page. 'Cause I don't know where
have
my shit
Instagram.
is. Okay, Tim, Matt, one of you.
I'm gonna see if it'll still.
We'll
let me.
find it. We'll share it. Did anyone else in your family do stand up, or were you the first one to get into stand up?
I was.
Yeah.
But like when I started doing stand up, like 17 of my siblings were like, we want to do it too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know if you see it up there. It's like a few weeks, maybe it was like, you'll see like nobody can share a screen, can they? And guys, if you're not already following me on Instagram, I'm dropping nudes. I'm dropping hidden art. I mean, we're fucking doing it on this shit.
Hell
I
yeah.
think it was like in quarantine. Tim, will you share your thing with me since I don't know where mine is?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go like this.
Okay. Did you do this one with the guy
Oh.
in the hands?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's it. I
shit, yeah.
posted
It's like
it.
a charcoal drawing
Yes,
or something.
yes,
Oh.
a piece of Conte if you're for the art lovers out there.
Yeah.
Is
Like-
that
Oh,
your
that's
favorite?
great.
Charcoal. Yeah.
Is that your favorite medium to draw with?
No, that was like an assign. That was like the thing, like where it was like. I think we got to do. It was like a high school. Like it would take two colors, whatever colors you want, and you have this amount of time to draw something. So it was something like that. But I
Wow.
used to draw people all the time, so I just.
Yeah.
But I like
Easy.
charcoal a lot. I love pencil,
Yeah.
all different kinds of pencil.
Yeah.
And I think I was just starting to get into more color stuff when I found comedy, and I just stopped.
Huh.
But I remember my next goal in drawing was really to tackle, I was really becoming interested in color,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is like
Yeah.
a whole other thing. And it's also extremely expensive. So it's like,
Right.
I had to really think about it. But yeah, I don't know. It was the weirdest. It's like I can't hold both at once for some
Yeah.
reason. And I don't
Comedy's
like
so
miss it.
true.
I never like wanting to draw, but I used to want to draw all the time. It's the weirdest thing to have a passion,
Yeah.
thinking it will be with you for like, and it's like, I don't have it. So that's the drawing. I'm the grandfather.
Yeah.
And I've had sex with one man. Shout out to Ryan Abrams, my friend in Montreal. Just sold his business. It's not nothing. He's doing very well. He's coming to visit. We're friends still. We were good friends in university. I went to McGill. It's not nothing.
Miguel. Yeah.
And we were in business school. And I, by the way, was extremely attractive, typically speaking. beautiful long red hair. Great figure, which I still have, but I've cut the tits since. Which he called me like huge mistake. One of the worst things he could have done. He's like, it's really, really bad. He was like, I'm like married. I'm like, right. He's like, you had a good pair. It's really a shame. They can't recreate them. They'll never be the same. I'm like, I'm aware. You don't think I've thought about this? You don't think you've thought about this. You just found out about this.
Yeah, it's not like picking up McDonald's on the way home.
Yeah, and he's like, it's over. It's over. We had like such a tremendous loss for them. But the story is also somewhere because MTV Canada or even MTV, I don't know what it was, but we had to do this series that I somehow said yes to. Years and years ago, it was like first time when. So this was like 5 years ago or something. And he was very upset because I used his full name. But now that it's already out.
Yeah.
First of all, he's the only guy who slept with me. His father pointed it out. Isn't that a get? His father was like, by the way, you're looking at this all wrong. This guy is not sleeping with nobody.
Yeah.
You got the bitch.
Yeah.
That's the way to look at it. So now
it's making history.
Right. Like he's the only one I've never slept. By the way, my eyes are stunning. With this sweatshirt on, you can see how green they are.
Yeah. They're popping.
It's like matching. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we had sex. We were studying in New York. We would do these like study trips because he was really wealthy. And as soon as I found this out, I used it. Like I was like, yeah, because he was really the first year of our friendship. We were studying at my place, which was a shithole. And we were all like, and then he was like, but he was like so kind. And he was like, come for dinner at my house or something. And then I was like, I didn't really want to be outside school friends.
Right. Yeah.
This ties back to the beginning of the conversation where people want to hang out, and I'm going, no.
Yes.
Like we're friends at school. You're really smart. You're great at research. I'm great at like presenting and like and writing and the stuff. Like we're a great team. Like different projects, whatever, and we can study together. But we are school friends. Outside school friends, I do not have time for.
Yep.
I'm
with you.
I can't do it. It's just not in me.
Separated.
So he would come over and study. Yeah, go ahead.
But he disagreed. Like you guys obviously.
Yeah, he wanted to be outside school friends. This was like a big goal of his. Sometimes he would like drop me off. He also had a car, which he parked in the building, and I was taking the bus in freezing Montreal. I'm not going to tell you freezing in Winnipeg.
Right.
But you're taking the bus. It's fucking. So he would drive me, and then he would like sneak see like to hang out. And I'm like, no. You offered the lift. There's no invite in. There's no water. There's nothing here. But then we would study together in my kitchen. Yeah, I don't offer any of this. No accoutrements when you give me the lift home. It's literally your own volition and nothing else. You have to love it. No, you got to go where you go. And then one day he was like, come for Shabbos, come for dinner. And I came for dinner and it was like, Richie Rich. I'm like, what? Your house? You failed to mention in 2 semesters, a year of knowing each other, that this, of course I would have come over.
Yeah.
I'm not going to your crack den, whatever the hell it is. You're living with no sheets and a mattress on the floor. God knows how men were living back then. And still are from the looks of what I hear from my straight friends. But yeah, I just then ended up like basically living there. Like I remember like his father at one point, or like they had like a huge like pantry, and they were like, take what you want. At one point, like I do remember being like 18 and just like taking a bag and like grocery shopping at one point. I may have done like a full shop. Nice. At his house. And then when I was like ready to go home, I'm like, I didn't give a shit. Okay, you're not throwing this on me and we're not banking. We're banking.
Yeah.
So he would do these things. So then when it was all out in the open, we could have fun with it. He'd be like, oh, well, we could go study in New York. I'm like, we absolutely can. Here's an idea. Somebody with money. Let's do something with it.
Yes.
It's so stupid. Why have we been in my freezing apartment where I'm like watching the heat? I'm like turning it on when it's hot enough.
Yeah.
When all this time, I'm like, open with that.
Yeah.
Like open.
Yes.
Rich people, open with this.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have some options.
Yes. Win us over.
Did he try to say,
ridiculous.
"Oh no, I'm not rich. I'm not rich"?
No, there's
When
no
you-
saying that. You pull up.
Okay.
I'm me, so and I have no decor. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm shameless. I'm like,
Yeah.
this. I don't give a shit. I'm not pretending. Oh, nice. I walked into a beautiful house. I go, it's a beautiful home. I'm expecting a tour within 5 minutes. I like a tour still. I like the whole fucking thing.
Hell
People
yeah.
come here, okay, and I go, would you like a tour? Not. It's not even close. You know what I mean? But I do.
I love a
think
tour.
we all want tours.
Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
love giving them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're in a studio. Okay, well, what, your dinette comes out? Okay, I want to see this. How does this unfold? Like, we want to fucking see how you live when we're coming over. Just get
Do you
into
like
it.
giving the tour of your own place?
Of course, I offer
Okay.
it. Because I know people like, oh, there's
Yeah.
not much, to see. Obviously,
Sure.
his house was a mansion, whatever, and it was. But I still think people at any point, whatever the place is, you give a tour.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like, what are you hiding?
Yeah.
It's just like so weird. It's just like people have like forgotten that that's like the main thing of going to someone's house. You get to see how somebody lives. It's such an
Yeah.
amazing experience.
We're so
Yeah.
I
curious about
love
it.
being in other people's houses, seeing how they did stuff. It's
How
just
they
for
live,
me,
yeah.
that's the museum. For me,
Yeah.
that's why I like Frida Kahlo's house. Okay, you see her bed. By the way, I touch
Right.
everything in a museum. I like to have a connection, which is like, Diego
Yeah.
Rivera. He's got this he built this mansion to it's kind of like a building. It's a museum itself to house all of his artifacts that he's found, like old little things
Damn.
or something that he found.
Yeah.
And it's like he was rich enough to do that, but it's like all of us, we can't touch. He got to touch them. We can't. So if everybody touches it, yes, it'll last a little longer, but at least everybody got to touch it and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Pass it
That's why
around.
I respect somebody like Snoop Dogg who gets some old ass artifact and it's like smoking on it, fucking enjoying the shit out of it. It's like, yeah, it's not going to last for the next generation, but did they
It won't.
enjoy it?
Yeah.
So we go back and forth. Also, don't touch things at museum. Listen, I had a little touch. People she's touching. It's been there. I understand. I
had a
was
little
in
touch.
London. I'm at
Just
the
a
Louvre.
little
I'm like,
touch.
why can't I touch a Rembrandt? Nobody could touch Rembrandt.
Yeah, when I was in Paris there, at the Louvre, some guy was getting kicked out because he touched the Venus de Milo.
The statue.
Full credit. Like we're touching statues.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
the paint I understand more than the rock.
Yeah.
Because rock's sturdy, isn't it? Way better, way
Yeah.
more than
You'd hope
paint.
so.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
But
anyway,
with
Ryan.
tours, I'm just gonna go do the tour with whether you give it or not. I'd prefer you show
I
me
tell people,
around.
no. I tell people I'm going to take a tour. If I've been there for 10 minutes, I go, I'm going to take a tour. They haven't offered it by 10 minutes.
Self-guided.
They have 10 minutes. It's kind of like, remember when you would have class and if in 10 minutes the teacher doesn't show up, the class is canceled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever had
Yes,
this?
yeah,
That's how I
yeah.
do it with the house tour. I give everybody a 10-minute leeway to offer it, and then I'm on my own.
I love it if they had like little cassette tapes with headphones you could put in, and they
Oh, I'd
had
love
like
that.
an audio
Everybody has
tour for
something.
each room you
Yeah,
go
yeah,
into.
I got this in Toronto. Fantastic. I just like to know, it's not even, you know what I mean? When
Yeah,
guests
yeah.
over, we pull up this bed. It goes, that's good.
Yes.
I
This is
just
where we
like
keep our
whatever it is.
towels.
Yeah. So Ryan and I went to New York on a study weekend,
Nice.
and we went to see my favorite. It was a movie and then play Billy Elliot, and then
Oh, yeah.
after, and we had a great night of drinks with friends in New York, and then we were leaving, and it was like 1 a.m, and I forgot I bought a Billy Elliot poster, which I think I ended up throwing out, which I'm really annoyed about. But anyway, I give away way too. I keep almost nothing. And then I
Yeah.
do have, I've over Mary Kondo, before Mary Kondo, that was me. And it was keep nothing. Okay.
No joy here.
You have comedians who have all their comedy. So you would not know what I did if you walked in here. There would be, nobody knows anything. There's no sign of it. So I forgot the poster that I bought at the musical, which they're not cheap when you buy them the merch.
No.
Yeah.
It could be, $36 for the poster. I don't even, God, chas v'shalom, it's more. I really
Yeah.
hope not.
That's how they
But
get you.
I don't know what I spent at the time. And this was probably the only thing I spent that trip. And it took everything out of me. Okay. And it was like, Ryan, it was $36. And like, it was late. And he went back because he's the nicest, most romantic guy in the world. And that's why we're still friends anyway.
Yeah.
But he went back, he got the poster, and then we got into the cab. We were going back to the hotel. And he said, we should have sex. And I said, absolutely. And so we get,
Really?
yes, I was 21. He was also 21. He alleges that I am not his first. This is the funniest thing. Like, it's always a guy who's like, oh, you're not my first. Like, there was this girl on West Coast. Like, nobody's met the girl. Like, it's like nobody but him knows it. None of his friends who's been friends with his whole life. Like, nobody's seen him. Like, some of these friends went on this West Coast trip with him. Nothing. Like, I'm like, right, it didn't happen.
It's okay. It's okay that it
Like,
didn't
we
happen.
need to, it didn't happen. Like, I don't care, and anyway, so he maintains to this day he doesn't even know I'm like, what's the name? He's like, you don't know the name. You don't know the name.
Those are great.
I was really what was that, Matt?
Oh, no, go ahead.
It was a great night. Yeah, exactly. Like so I was really suddenly, like, once we got to the hotel, I was suddenly unattracted to the whole idea again. So I was like, you know what, forget it. By this point, he's like naked, ready to go. I'm like, I don't even know. I was so excited. The poster came back. I don't know what had come over me, but now that the poster is back, like the euphoria has,
Yeah.
And then we went to bed. I think he was like curled in a fetal position. I'm like, okay, gotta grab us. Like, anyway, but then in the middle of the night, I woke up and I was like, we should sleep together. He was like right on top of me, 3 seconds. Okay, the penis ready to go. I don't know. He must have put something on it. And but the armpits of the man, like, I couldn't. The armpit right over my head like that. I was like, I simply can't. I was like, I can't. Like, you have to get off. Okay, so maybe 2 thrusts. But then my sister, who I'd spoken to, shout out, she told me, like, you have to do many times for it to be good. So in the morning, I was like, we should do it again. And so maybe we did another 2 thrusts, something like this. I was like, I really can't with the armpits. I don't know what to tell you. And he was really accommodating. We'd put a shirt or something like this. But I was like,
Nice.
once I know what's under there, there's just nothing I can do, And so we had a beautiful breakfast, another lovely day in New York. I remember it was 4th of July weekend or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Could have been Canada Day or 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
And then at some point, like in the day, so I forgot about it already. Like, okay, we did that. It's just not going to happen. Because I did want to make sure I was gay. And he was like he was my best friend. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It was like, I wanted, so I was like, why not? Like, with him, if I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Like, a great guy. He's tall, has a big penis. People love that. Not me, but people do, And so.
Gave it the college try.
Yeah, he literally. And then he was like, we have an undeniable sexual chemistry. I'm like, are you? Like, he literally sat me down for this time. He's like, we have. I don't want to alarm you. We have an
You should be sitting
undeniable.
for this.
Yeah, like, he was so sure. And I was like, and then so we couldn't speak for a very long time because then it changed the dynamic. He was,
Right.
I needed him to have a girlfriend, like, stat.
Yeah,
And then he
yeah.
met a monster, and then thank God that ended. But now he's with, like, and years and years went by, and, this was a million years ago, but he had to, like, he fell in love with somebody and it was great and whatever. And then we could be friends again. And I kept getting way gayer, but, like, he doesn't know what gay, like, let's say I'm wearing this, like, back then, he'd be like, yeah, so I'd be like, don't you see that I'm gay? Bless you, Tim. You didn't have to mute.
Thank you.
It's okay to sneeze. It's fine. Bless you. So he just doesn't see things like that. It's almost like the smartest, like, he's the most ignorant, but it's also the smartest way to be. He's like, you're a girl and you wear, so your clothes are girls. Like, he doesn't think of things, but they look gay. Like, he's like, what? What's gay about it?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, don't you see how I look? He's like, yeah, you look like Robbie. I'm like, but look how he's like, I'm like, I'm wearing boys' clothes. He's like, they are? I'm like, well, yeah.
Sweet.
But he just thinks like, and that's
No
like the
gaydar
progressive
at
way.
all.
He's like not gone
Yeah.
through it. He's just
Right,
already, because he
yeah.
hasn't, he's like
Yeah.
right where you started. 'Cause he's
Yeah.
like, if a girl's wearing the clothes, they're girls' clothes. If a boy's wearing the clothes, they're boys' clothes. He doesn't at all see that. And it's
Yeah.
so progressive in
Oh,
a
It's
yeah.
very
way
nice.
that I just
interesting.
leave it. Like there's
Yeah.
some things not worth
Yeah.
explaining.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like almost pristine, like a pristine brain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't at all consider that. Like
Yeah.
to him, gay guys is like you're having gay sex. And the same with gay girls. Like there's nothing else to him
Yeah.
that would denote, like he would not think, like if some bull dyke with a butch cut and the whole bit told him, unless she told him she was gay, he would be like, oh, that's a type of girl. Like he doesn't,
Right.
or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And he takes things face value. Like he called me recently. He was like, what are your pronouns? Like he heard about this. Somebody had told him. And I'm like, who's telling him about pronouns? Deal with this now? Like I don't get any grants. I get no extra money to explain all the people who call me, all the Jews who call me. What the hell is going on with this? It has nothing. I was just living my life.
That was a fantastic round of two truths and a lie, Robbie. You really
Thank you.
nailed it under pressure. Thank you for doing
Thank
that.
you. Oh.
We want to be respectful of your time.
Thank you.
So where can our listeners find you online or?
They can find me on Instagram, Robby Hoffman. They can find me on Twitter at I am Robby Hoffman. I was not able to secure the Robby Hoffman handle without the I am. I could have done a million other things. I don't know why I am. They did, it was
I
years
like it.
ago. Leave me
Yeah.
alone. Okay. And you can find, if you haven't already, it's a big hit special up there in Canada, obviously on Crave, my Just for Laughs hour. Called
Yeah.
I'm Nervous. Just
So
because
funny.
they called me 6 weeks before it and they were like, how would you like to do an hour? I'm like, I'm nervous. And then I had 6 weeks to do an hour, which I'd never done. So there it is. And it's also on YouTube now on the Just for Laughs page. So you can check out all those things. I'm also in development in the show that hopefully you guys can see sooner than later. And yeah, so you look me up and enjoy the nudes. And hi, Ryan.
A shout out to Ryan. Thank you, Robbie. And you guys listening can find us. We're at Hunks Comedy on all social media. Check us out on LinkedIn. Check us out on YouTube. Pornhub. We've been there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Robbie,
you guys.
you.
Appreciate you all.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Hunks is a sketch comedy group from Winnipeg, got it? They are Rory Fallis, Tim Gray, Matt Nightingale, and Dana Smith. Episodes are produced and recorded each 2 weeks from their homes in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Additional production, sound design, editing, and crap like that by me, Rusty Mattias, at my home. Thanks again to this week's special guest, Robby Hoffman. Make sure to check out the Hunks Patreon page for their special game of Fuck, Marry, Kill with Robby Hoffman. And please make sure you listen and subscribe to the Hunks podcast wherever you're listening and subscribing to it right now. And tune in again in 2 weeks for another great episode that's going to blow your freaking mind. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. Hope you're having a great summer. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye!